Over the years, the government has taken several measures to enhance taxpayers' experience and reduce compliance burden for taxpayers. Introduction of annual information tax return, new tax regime, and pre-filled tax returns were a step in this direction. Even in the last budget of 2024, the government announced making the existing Income Tax Act more simple and easy to understand to remove uncertainties and for ease of doing business. As we move forward towards the budget 2025, there are 5 things which come to my mind which the government can keep in mind while announcing the budget. Number one, I feel that the government could help in reducing compliance burden in case of home buyers where the property is being purchased from a non-resident seller. The compliances to be done in case of a non-resident seller are far more tedious, such as a tax deduction account number and tedious returns need to be filed by the buyer in such a case. Whereas if the property is purchased from a resident seller, then the compliances are far more simpler. The government could look at rationalizing the compliances irrespective of who the seller of the property is. The government can also look at simplifying the tax return form to be applicable in case of non-residents and resident but not ordinary resident. Today, a simplified form, which is ITR 1, can be used for resident and ordinary resident where the taxable income is not more than 50 lakhs. The government could extend that provision both to non-residents and residents but not ordinary residents. There are many taxpayers which are resident overseas. These could be non-residents, non-resident Indians, or foreign nationals who may have worked in India in the past. These people need to make tax payments in India. Facilitating tax payments from an overseas bank account would really help in this direction, as today the payments can be made whether from a debit card, net banking, but all through an Indian bank account only. Similarly, even if a refund is due to an overseas citizen, foreign national, non-resident, or an NRI, the refund today can be permitted only in an Indian bank account. However, facilitating a refund in the overseas bank account would really help because many at times the bank accounts of these individuals become dormant because of non-transactions. The other thing which really comes to my mind is extending the timeline by which a verified return needs to be sent, which is in a physical mode. There are 2 ways in returns can be verified today. It's an online mode and a physical mode. Wherever the return is to be sent in a physical mode, especially when from an overseas country, it need not be possible to be submitted within 30 days. So the government may look at extending the timeline to at least 60 days. Lastly, the government could also look at reducing the timelines or rather bringing in a timeline as far as disposal of appeals is concerned, especially at the Commissioner of Income Tax Appeals. There are no timelines prescribed within which the CITA needs to pass an order. This leads to long pending litigation and adjustment of refunds. Having a timeline in place will help in reducing litigation and closure of litigations.